Today we are kicking off our new initiative here at KPRC called Classroom Ready. And for the next 5 weeks, we'll be working alongside you to help get you and your kids prepared to transition back in the classroom. This morning, we're going to talk backpacks. Joining us now, Dr. RJ Turner.
It's okay.
Sorry, doctor. Okay, with primary care sports medicine physician at UT Health Houston and Memorial Hermann. Doctor, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so what do parents need to look for when they are buying a new backpack? Because we're back to school time, so This is a time that we're going to be shopping. What are some things that parents should look for?
Absolutely. So I think the most important thing you should be looking for initially is trying to find a backpack that actually has 2 straps.
Okay.
Reason why this is so important is because whenever your child's carrying the backpack, you want to make sure that that weight is evenly distributed amongst their back. And then the next most important thing is that the backpack actually has some padded straps so that it gives them some support whenever they're carrying it.
Yeah, that is different. Now, this is a big one.
Yeah.
How should kids wear their backpacks? Because a lot of the older kids I have found, because I have an 11-year-old, likes the strap to be loose, right? But then I tell her the support, you have to like pull it, tighten it.
Exactly. So, you know, backpacks have a strap for a reason. You definitely should pull it pretty snug. And a good way of evaluating this is, one, you can just tell if it's sitting loose on their back or not. You want it to be fit pretty snug. And then second is you actually can measure it. So if you want it to be about 2 to 3 inches above the back side of their waist.
Okay.
And that's usually a good indicator, you know, that the backpack's in a good place.
Yeah. Oh. So let's talk about weight, because I think it's different for different school ages. And as you get older, right, like middle school, high school, you get more books, you get more stuff.
Absolutely.
What is the weight limit for kind of the different school ages?
So the recommended weight limit is actually that it is no heavier than 20% of whatever your child may weigh. So if your child weighs about 50 pounds, then your backpack should technically not be heavier than 10 pounds.
Okay.
And that is consistent throughout all ages.
Oh my gosh, I see the kids come off the bus and they're so teeny and their backpacks are bigger than that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, what are some things that parents should kind of worry about if there's later on when they're older? If you said kids don't really complain about any kind of pain in their back, maybe it's just they're used to it. It's just carrying my heavy backpack, mom or dad. What should parents know when it comes to maybe signs to look out for?
Yeah, so one really good indicator despite all of this is, so if you notice your child is actually leaning forward when they're carrying their backpack, is usually a good sign that it's probably too heavy.
Okay.
Also, if you notice they start falling backwards when they're carrying their backpack, that's also a good sign that it's too heavy. Another thing for kids, you know, they may not tell us that their back hurts because they probably don't know what back pain is compared to us as we get older. Just ask them, you know, be like, hey, you know, is your backpack comfortable to carry? Because really they want a pretty backpack, one that has a cool design on it. They're not really too worried about how heavy it is. So just asking your child is a good point. You know, they may say, hey, you know, mom, my backpack actually is too heavy. They're making me carry all these books. And then you can kind of break things down and make sure that it, you know, fits the guides.
Okay. Okay. And then should parents worry about maybe an injury from heavy backpacks, like the long term? Could that affect their spine in some way?
Absolutely. So the whole reason for, you know, this entire segment in backpacks in itself is when you're carrying this weight on your back, it actually can compress the spine some. And then if you do this, you know, up until 12th grade, even into college, you can start getting curvatures of the back and stuff like that. So
it's true. My niece, I'm gonna give her a shout out. It's her birthday. Happy birthday, Avery.
Happy birthday.
She also has a little curvature in her back from those heavy, heavy backpacks for all these years. So definitely great advice, Dr. Turner. Thank you so much. Keep an eye out. Listen to your kids, especially if they're leaning forward.
Yes, absolutely. Please be on the lookout.
It's too heavy. All right. Be sure to, for more on this, be sure to go to click2houston.com/scene at 7 for more.